So this is a strike team. Clark Cowlitz Fire Rescue has sent Type 1 engines, and their primary role where they are based, north of Vancouver, Washington, they cover a lot of area and they have a lot of stations, but their primary role is urban firefighting, and they primarily staff Type 1 engines, which is the kind of fire truck, fire engine that you're going to see fighting a house fire. So they've got tank on the back, the guys ride in the front, there's a whole bunch of equipment on it. And in their post, they did show that they are sending Type 1 engines, which means they have been resource ordered as a structure strike team. Now, I've worked on strike teams before, and I was sent out on behalf of a structure department just like this. I came in a Type 1 engine, and we protected the structures. This doesn't mean these guys and myself were not wildland trained. They are also wildland trained based on the geographical region that they cover in Washington. I know they're wildland trained. But their primary role on this incident is going to be structure protection. If it comes to it, they're going to do anything and everything that they're asked down there as far as their skill set goes. But they are going to be sent in and tie in with other strike teams and be protecting houses and structures. And part of this is when a Type 1 engine comes with specific equipment. So when we're talking about using fire hydrants, you need specific equipment to connect to those. A lot of wildland firefighting is done with 1 and 2 inch hose, like miles and miles of this stuff. A lot of urban or house firefighting is done with 3-inch hose or 2.5-inch hose. And I'm talking about the diameter of the hose. So as far as hydrants go, in order to connect to a hydrant, which a hydrant is really just a valve off of the water mains of a residential water system. So if you've ever, maybe you have or maybe you haven't seen someone connect to a fire hydrant, but essentially they'll put a valve on the side of the fire hydrant and then they'll open the top of it with a giant wrench. And the valve that they're connecting to the side of it a lot of times is a quick connect so that they can quickly connect hose to that. And supply hose that goes to a hydrant is typically 5-inch hose. So that's equipment that Type 1 engines are stocked with. Supply hose, attack hose, all the valves required, hydrant tools, so many valves. And it's really important to note that hydrants are not meant for what they're being used for in LA. Like that water system is not meant to fight 17 house fires at the same time. But that's what they're asking of it. They're asking of that residential water system where those fires are to fight the entire neighborhood's house fires at the same time and wildland fire. Like that is just an unbelievable strain on that system. So yeah, strike team comes in, deals with those house fires and those structure fires. They come with the equipment to be able to attach to the hydrants, which is fantastic. Everybody needs that. Separate teams will come in, or separate fire departments will be resource ordered as wildland firefighting resources, and they will come with that equipment, which may be smaller hoses, maybe brush rig, whatever they've been asked to bring as part of their resource order or whatever they're able to offer. And in my experience, I have never seen wildland firefighters called a strike team. That is reserved for guys who are going to be dealing with structures and house fires within a wildland fire incident. And it can be multiple fire departments coming together. So the strike teams will be created when they get there, and they'll have a strike team leader, they'll have a number, they'll be assigned specific geographical sections, and they'll be rotating out with other strike teams to not only fight house fire or structure fire, but also to protect homes. So it's all also preventative.